Good morning, everyone. My name is Rabbi Lesser, Director of Pastoral Care here at Gurwin Jewish Nursing and Rehab. I hope everyone is doing well. We are continuing our Oneg Shabbat series this week in the summertime, as we hope as many people could follow the Oneg Shabbat as possible. We know not everyone could always make it every week to our in-person Oneg Shabbat. So this way, you'll still be able to hear and celebrate Shabbat with all of us every morning, Friday morning, every week at 10:30 a.m. We will begin our Oneg Shabbat the way we always begin, with the singing of a song, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem is a song which is customarily sang at the beginning Friday night as we usher in the Shabbat. It speaks about the angels coming to visit us, blessing us, and wishing us a good week as we head into Shabbat, which is the beginning of the week. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashares, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Mahalchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashares, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba'achem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Mahalchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ba'achem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Achuni l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Mahalchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchoni l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeichem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeichem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This week we read the Torah portion, Parsha Devarim, Deuteronomy. It's actually a new section, one of the 5 books of Moses, the last book of Moses. And in this book, really, on some levels, nothing really happens. The Jewish people just traveled through the desert for 40 years. They were on the cusp of going into the land of Israel. And Moshe Rabbeinu, the great leader, he's in the 120th year of his life, his last life, only a few days left to live. And he sort of gives a recap exactly of some of the history of the Jewish people. And he goes through a recap with the good times, but also the bad times. Really more focused on the bad times, the times when the Jewish people, they sinned and they made mistakes. But instead of mentioning to them in a straightforward fashion, you know, guys, you did this wrong, and you can't do this again, he mentioned it very, very second-handly, with hints and subtleties. And the question is, why? Why did he not say straightforward and say, you know, you guys, you did this thing wrong, you have to fix this? He said in a very, very odd way. And the answer the commentaries explain is that the human nature is, we don't like to be criticized, and we all know that. Whenever someone criticizes us, we have a natural inclination to push it aside. It wasn't me, or to make excuses. As they say, it wasn't me is the oldest excuse in the book. Why is it the oldest excuse in the book? But who had the first excuse? Adam. When God told Adam, "Why did you eat from the tree of knowledge?" He said, "It wasn't me. My wife Eve, she gave it to me." So that's the oldest excuse in the book. So when Moses is trying to give them real constructive criticism, he says in a backhanded way. And we learn from here an important lesson that sometimes in life we have to criticize someone, we have to make mention of something they may have done wrong, but there's a way to do it. There's a nice way to do it. There's a subtle way to do it. There's a way that not to make the other person feel bad. And that's really the most effective way. How does a person help somebody else change a character flaw or just do something a little differently? You say it nicely. You say it with a smile. You say it in a way that doesn't make them feel bad, makes it feel that you're their friend and you're helping them. That's the true way to help other people. L'chad ahodi l'kras kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chad ahodi l'kras kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad hishmiyahanu kel hamyuchad Hashem echad u'shmaho echad Shemo seferes v'lezila lechad ahodi l'kras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Likra Shabbat l'chuven elcha Ki mekar haverdacha Meirosh mikedem nesucha Tov ma'aseh b'machshavat chila Lecha dahodi likras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Migdash melech ir melucha Komitzi mitoch ha'afecha Rav lach sheves yemek ha'bacha V'hu yachamol alayechem la lecha dahodi Likras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Isnari me'afar kumi Livshi bigdei sefer tehechami Al yad ben yishai beis halachmi Karva el nafshi geyala Lecha dodi likras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Hisariri Ki vahareko miyari Ori, shir dameri, kavod Hashem alayich nigla, lecha dahodi likras kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela, lo se v'oshi v'lo sikami, ma'atish ochachi u'matami, v'hach yachsu, Ani yehami v'nivnesa ir al tila Lecha dahodi likras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Hayu limshisa shahos hayich V'rachaku kol nevahalayich Yasis halayich en lo kayich Kehem soizcha zana kala lecha dahodi likras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Yamin u'smal tihrotzi Iyas Hashem tahariti Al yad ben yishai beis halachmi Karva el nafshi gehala lecha dahodi likras kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Bawi b'shalom atares ba'ala Gambirina uvitza hala Tochem unei am segula Bawi kala Adahodi lekras kalav nei Shabbat nekabela. This coming week we have the holiday, the fast day of the 9th of Tisha B'Av. It's a solemn day, a sad day in the Jewish calendar, a day that every year we remember some of the tragedies that happened over the course of the thousands of years in Jewish history and really in the world history. The day began as a day with a commemoration of the destruction of the temples, but the two temples, that is, on the same day, it really became more of a reflective day, a day where we try to think about the difficult times, but also look for hope. There's a story in the Talmud about a great rabbi, Rabbi Akiva. He was walking, he lived in the generations right after the destruction of the temples. And he was walking with fellow rabbis of his, and they saw the destruction. They saw foxes going across the ruins of the temple. And the rabbi started to cry, look at this, the foxes are there. It's desolate, there's no one around, there's no more service of God in the temple. And Rabbi Akiva started laughing. And the rabbi said to him, why are you laughing, Rabbi Akiva? This is a serious matter. You're not saddened by the fact that the temple was destroyed? And he said, of course I'm saddened by the fact that the temple was destroyed. However, there was a prophecy. The prophet stated that yes, there will be a day in history where the temple will be destroyed, and that prophecy is fulfilled. But there's another prophecy, the prophecy that we will rebuild the temple once and for all. And the same way the prophecy of destruction was fulfilled, so too I know now, without a shadow of doubt, the prophecy of rebuilding will also be fulfilled. So as the day comes, a solemn day, a fast day, we also have hope into the future. Because the same way God promised us and said there will be a day of sorrow in times, and we know God sometimes punishes all of us for good reason, so too God's promise of hope will be fulfilled in the same fashion as well. We now end on Shabbat singing the song Adon Olam, which talks about the greatness of God and our trust in God through every day and everything that comes our way in life. Adon Olam Asher Malach V'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Li'ez Nasa B'chefso Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kechlos HaKol Levahado Yimloch Nahora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yiyeh B'sifara V'hu Echad V'yein Sheni V'hamshila Lehachbira V'li Reishis V'li Sachlis V'lo Ha'oz V'hamisra V'hu Keli V'chai Goali V'tzor Chavli V'yez Nasa V'hu Nisi Umanosli V'nas Kosi B'yom Ekra V'yahado Avkid Ruchi V'yez Ishon V'yahira V'yem Ruchi G'v'yasin Hado Shemli V'lo Iram. Wish everyone a happy and healthy Shabbat, a great weekend, and we'll see everybody next week.